It's Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. I'm Brian Vish, and this is the Daily Dispatch, where we cover the news that matters to labor. Let's get into today's stories. REI has long marketed itself as a progressive co-op style company with deep values rooted in environmentalism and ethical business. But according to a new federal complaint, those values stop where the union contract begins. The National Labor Relations Board has filed a complaint against REI Co-op, alleging that the company illegally withheld bonuses and wage increases from workers at its unionized stores. 9 locations in total, including the only unionized store in Washington state, in Bellingham. This comes after 11 REI locations voted to unionize between 2022 and now, none of which have secured a contract. The NLRB alleges that REI has violated the National Labor Relations Act by refusing to bargain in good faith. Since at least February of this year, union workers have reportedly been excluded from the company's merit pay wage increases and annual Summit Pay Plan bonus, both long-standing parts of REI's employee compensation structure. One employee in Bellingham, Dan McCann, said REI withheld thousands of dollars from him and his co-workers because they joined a union. The union representing these workers called this ongoing illegal union busting and said the complaint is a step toward holding REI accountable. They've demanded real proposals, real bargaining, and real leadership. REI responded by saying it's following the law and that no raises have been implemented for union workers because those changes have to be negotiated at the table. In other words, they claim there's nothing to withhold. Now, I want to draw a sharp line here because REI isn't the only company using this tactic. Starbucks, Amazon, Trader Joe's, this is the new blueprint. Punish workers for organizing, then say your hands are tied by the very law designed to protect them. If the NLRB's case succeeds, REI may have to issue retroactive raises and back pay. And that's good, but that's not enough. This isn't just one company. It's about whether corporate America can keep using progressive branding as a smokescreen to bust unions. Workers have done our part. Now the system needs to do its job. Now we head east, where the NLRB is also making headlines, this time in Pennsylvania. The Third Circuit Court of Appeals in Philadelphia heard oral arguments this week in a case that could determine the future of the longest ongoing newspaper strike in the country. Journalists at the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette have been on strike since October of 2022. Their complaint? Unfair labor practices. The company, they say, bargained in bad faith and unilaterally stripped away healthcare benefits after declaring an impasse in 2020. The NLRB agreed and upheld a ruling in favor of the union last fall. But the company appealed, bringing us to now. To prevent further damage while the case plays out, the NLRB petitioned the court for an emergency injunction. If granted, the order would compel the Post-Gazette to reinstate the striking journalists under their last contract, restore their former health plan, and return to the bargaining table in good faith. But this isn't just about healthcare or contracts. This is about survival. The union has shrunk by over 70% since the strike began. NLRB attorney David Said argued that without court intervention, the union could die, and with it, any chance of real bargaining power. When asked directly if the union was effectively dead, Said answered yes. And if the court fails to act, it's not just a union that loses, it's the authority of the NLRB itself. The company's lawyer argued otherwise, downplaying the risk and calling reinstatement chaos. He admitted he didn't even know if the old health plan still existed. Imagine gutting workers' benefits and then showing up to court shrugging. This is the state of labor today. Employers tear down protections, stall the process, and then claim the damage they caused is just the cost of doing business. This case isn't about restoring the past. It's about protecting the future. Because if striking workers lose this fight, what's left for the rest of us? And that's the Daily Dispatch for the day. I'll see you tomorrow. Eyes open, voices loud.